It is time for me to set up my Google Classrooms for my technology classes, and I teach K through 5 technology. I use Google Classroom for 2nd through 5th grade, and I want to walk you through how I set it up at the beginning of the year. This is not going to be a very detailed video about all of the things that Google Classroom can do. In fact, there have been amazing updates in the past couple of days to Google Classroom, so things look a little bit different than they did for me last year. But I wanted to walk you through how I make a class. So once you get to classroom.google.com and you sign in with your teacher account, and you say that you're a teacher, you're going to come to the home page. And this is where we can see assignments that are due and view work in progress. And then your classrooms are right down here. We also will be able to see them from our side navigation. To add a new class, you'll click the plus sign and click Create Class. Then you'll name your class. Now for me, I don't put all of these details in here. I have one big class for each of my grade levels. It's up to you how you want that to look. Then you'll press Create, and then this is what your class page looks like. This is the default. You can customize it. They do have other pictures for you to look forward, so you could select photos, upload photos. You can change the color theme. For me, I've gone into Canva already, and I have created headers, so I will go and get those. This is 4th grade, and I will open it, and I'll press Done. And then it automatically selects a color that would accompany your photo. So I'll press Save. And now we need to change our settings. There are several ways to get here. We can click this class settings. We can also go to stream settings. It will take us to everything we need. I'll click the settings over here. We have our class details. And manage invite codes is turned on. Here is the class code that if someone goes to classroom.google.com and clicks join class, they would put that class code in. And then this right here will display it on your board. I am going to take off the default. The default right now is students can post and comment on that main page. I do not want that. So I will make it that only teachers can do that. And you will scroll down and you will be able to see all of the options that they have for you here. A new thing is we have class standards, so you can manage standard sets and you can choose if you want national standards or state standards, and then go to your state. It will automatically show you what subject they assume that you're in. Click the ones that you want and then press Save. Once we have this, I'm going to press Save and I'm going to go back, click a new assignment, and this will come up on that main page. And then we can press Post, and you can see that will come up here right at the top. When you make assignments, that will also be on your stream. Now that we're here and we have set up our class, we're going to do a little walkthrough. Right here is the streaming page. It's what the students come to as soon as they open their class. We have classwork, which is where we create assignments. And then we have people. Click this to add the email addresses of teachers who might be sharing the Google Classroom with you. And then students. You can invite students by sending them an email and a link, or you can also do it the simple way like I like to do it since I teach technology is I display the code on the board and they're able to get on that way. And then your grades can pick up here. I don't do letter grades. I will do great job, and then they're mastering or they're meeting expectations, they need to improve, or they're exceeding expectations. My grading is a little bit different. You'll notice up here we have access to your Google Calendar. Any assignments that you create will go to a Google Calendar for this particular class. We also have our Class Drive folder, which is automatically organized for you. Things are labeled with your name assignments immediately, and all of that will be there organized for you in your Google Drive. And again, we have that class settings. Now we're going to go back to classwork. Right here is where you can assign work. I'm going to press Create, and I usually do an assignment. Now you'll notice Gemini Notebook. It used to be called Notebook LM, and then custom version of Gemini. If your school has set that up, you can use AI to help you with some of your assignments. And you have topics here, which I'll show you how we can set those up. I'm going to click Assignment and put Google Doc because that is our first assignment. Here is where you would put instructions. You could type all your instructions there. We can also look at learning goals and they can show suggestions. Now I'm going to show you how we can attach things. You can attach different things that you've already made in your Google Drive. So if you have a template made that you want to use, you can go to your Google Drive and you can search for it and attach it straight from your Google Drive. You can look at things that are shared with you. Here are the most recent things here. Then create. If you don't have a template made already, maybe you want to give a blank Google Doc, which is what I want to do. I'm going to click Create and Doc. It will open up my Google Doc, and I am going to name this Classroom Rules Poster. When I go back to Google Classroom, it's very important. I want each student to have a copy, their own copy with their own name. So I click that and make a copy. If you don't do that, they're not going to be able to actually work in there. And if you forget to do that and already assign the assignment, you're going to have to delete the assignment and start over, because it doesn't allow you to go in and change that after you have created the assignment. We have Gemini Notebook and Gem. So if you have different things that you've created in Notebook LM, now Gemini, then you can go in and add those from here as well. Over on the side, I love this. If you have multiple classes that you want to use the same template for, same assignment for, all you have to do is click and you can assign it to more than one class. You can also differentiate between students. If you have different student groups, you can do that by clicking here, and it will pull all of the students up in your classroom. For your points, you can choose the points or ungraded. And then due date, go ahead and set that due date in there. For me, August 14th is my due date. I'm not going to put a time, but I like to do my topics by thinking about what they're working on. This is a Google Doc, so I'm going to put Google Doc as my topic. For you, you might have your units that you're working on. For me, I like to do it by the skills that they're working on. So if you have a rubric for your assignment, and here's the great thing about a rubric. It doesn't have to be organized exactly like Google Classroom will present it. It will convert it to their style of rubric. So you could use Gemini for this. You could go in here and create one right here by creating a new or a spreadsheet. It doesn't have to look exactly like it. I like to go into Claude or Gemini or ChatGPT, and I will say, this is what my assignment is, and this is what I'm looking for. And it will create me something, and I'd stick it in when it says import or reuse existing, and I'll do it that way. But here you could type everything. For me, it's faster to import it. I'm gonna click the X there, discard. We have one thing left to do. We can either assign it or schedule it. I'm going to assign mine. So if you assign it, it's going to automatically come up on the stream, no matter what day it is. But if you know it's in advance and you don't want your students to see it yet, then you could schedule it for a certain day. I'm going to put mine for August 5th. Let me show you how we can put a YouTube video in here. I'm going to go up here and do Classroom Poster and Google Docs. And I'm going to type that, Tech Savvy Teacher. And there it is. I'm going to click this one and add video. There is my video for them, and they're going to have their copy. And now we make sure that all of this is correct over here. It's ungraded because I'm going to put comments on it. I have my due date. I have my Google Doc. I will go in and add a rubric later, and then I press schedule, and I will schedule it for August 5th because that's when our first day of school is, and press schedule. And now it is there. This is scheduled for August 5th, as you can see. If it were already assigned, you would be able to come in here and get the link for this assignment and copy that link, and you could share it with your students directly. For me, I share classroom.google.com, so I don't have to worry about individual links. When your students come in the first time, they're going to need to click this plus sign right here. And all you will have to do is display the code if you haven't invited them already. To me, is the fastest way to do it because I don't want to type emails. When the assignment has been scheduled, they will be able to find their assignment right on the front page, and they can click on that and it will open up. It will look very similar to this, except over here on the right-hand side, it will have a turn in your assignment button and their name that's on their template. So that will be all available for them. When it is time for you to actually check your students' work, you can open up the assignment and you'll be able to see their work right there. Or you could also click review, and when you're on review, you can see all of the assignments across all the classes right here, and you can see how many have been turned in, how many have been assigned, and how many you have given back to them. When they're all done, you can click that they've been reviewed. So mark as reviewed, and it takes it off this page. And then you'll find those on another section where all of those have been reviewed. That's a great thing to do for you to keep your organization. if you had classes there before and this is not your first year, it's really important that you can archive a class as well. If you're going back to the home page, if I had a class that I needed to archive, I could come right here and click archive, and I'll press archive, and that way the class hasn't been deleted. I can always go back and find that information, but the class has been archived and it doesn't show up on my screen. I hope this has been helpful. I know it's not everything. It's a quick way to look at how to set something up, but Google Classroom is truly an amazing tool that will make your life a lot easier. And if you have any questions or comments, please be sure to leave them below.